I had heard someplace that the reason that you got JJ, TJ, but you're not DJ is because of Full House. Is that actually?
Like a little bit of it, I guess. When I was young, that was obviously a show that we watched, and yeah, there was DJ Tanner, and DW from Arthur was another one that was like I wasn't an abbreviation guy. I was just Derek.
You
So.
don't want to be either one of those dudes.
So.
And another thing I wanted to ask you about, because Schobert brought this up, I think a couple weeks ago, after when Boz got hurt, and he pointed out that you kicked in high school.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Did you even bring that up? Like, did you even say, "Hey, Coach T, as the point guy, I can do it"? Or
yeah, I know Danny Smith is aware. I'm sure that he knows those kind of things, and I know Joe is well aware. He even brought it up to me because he's still obviously a little salty about it. I guess I scored more points than him in high school. We were both running backs, but I was a kicker as well, so I kind of beat him by waging the kicker battle there. So he kind of still holds a grudge on that, I guess. But I kicked in high school. It's been pretty much since high school though. So
how tough would that be though?
Well, one thing, it would change a little bit of our operation because I'm left-footed, so I would be a lefty kicker. We'd have to kind of switch things around. So that would go into play, and I would say I'd have to practice at least a few times. Obviously, I know kicking in the NFL is not an easy job, so I haven't done it, so I couldn't tell you how it would go.
Your soccer style, the whole thing, like
Yeah, no, soccer style, left-footed.
Seems like you've gotten involved a little bit more in the offense recently. I think you were on the field for the first offensive snap last week. Do you feel like they're starting to use the fullback a little bit more? Are you campaigning, hey, I want to get out of here, I want to be on the field?
Yeah, I was out there in the first play, and always excited to be out there on the field and looking for more opportunities. But it's kind of a week-by-week game plan thing, and always ready for whatever the game plan contains for me. But I'm just going to do whatever they allow me to do and whatever I'm asked to do, and just kind of give it everything I have.
Fullbacks have kind of a cult following, especially on Twitter. People always calling more fullback usage. Do you see any of that after games? People like, put Derek out in more or anything like that?
Yeah, I see a little bit of stuff on Twitter, people tagging me, things like that. I know people aren't happy with how little I do play, apparently, and things like that. So I see that a little bit, but I that's not up to me. That's not my, my job isn't decide. I don't decide when I go in and when I don't. So that has nothing to do with anything I'm having input on. So I just go in when they tell me to go in and try to give everything I have.
Do you ever do things like when you're watching video and you're watching other teams, and do you ever spot stuff? Would you go to the coach and say, hey, or is that just something that they should know anyway because that's what they do?
Obviously, they watch. We watch a lot of film. The coaches watch, more film than we do. So, and they do it as a staff, and they all have input and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely plays if we're watching a film, but like, why don't we try doing that once in a while? Or something like that is a little, little. Everybody does that. It's not just me. Everybody does that. If some play looks good, yeah, some play looks good on film. It's hey, let's put that in. So there's always a little bit of that.
What kind of growth have you seen from Najee in terms of, because he talks about it, about looking at video with linemen with you guys, what kind of growth have you seen in his kind of getting used to the NFL?
He's special. I mean, he's obviously, you see what he does on on those Sundays and Monday nights. But he does it. He works hard out here every day, and I think just the biggest thing is he's understanding, when a play is not going the way we wanted it to just get what you can get and not try to make something special out of it. And that it's tough to do in the NFL. A play breaks down to try to outrun guys sideline to sideline and do things like that is tough to do. So just kind of taking what you can get and not trying to force things and make a bad play worse. So that's been cool to see, him kind of mature in that sense.
The Lions have done a lot of sorry, Teresa. The Lions have done some tricky things, especially on special teams the last couple of weeks. As a special teamer, how much is kind of your radar up and looking at that and considering the Lions are willing to do just about anything?
Definitely. I mean, it's always up. We practice it every week. We mix in surprise onside kicks. We mix in other things, fake punts. So yeah, no question. They've definitely had more opportunities where they've kind of put that on film. So that's stuff that we got to be aware of for sure. But we pride ourselves on being prepared every week for things like that. Oh, it means a lot. To have been voted captain by my peers and my teammates, it's special. And just trying to, like I said, I try to lead by example and just kind of, encourage guys. Obviously, it takes everybody on special teams. It's a crucial part of the game, and everybody's got to kind of do their role and just try to, keep the unit together. And like I said, just kind of lead by example and give it everything I have in that phase because, that's where I get the bulk of my reps. You got to just, one, a lot of it's film study. There's a lot of film study you can pick up on, but two, it's just you can't be afraid of anything out there. You know, you gotta be a madman and just kind of willing to throw your body around, and you know, you got to be aggressive.
Joe, when a team's top two receiving threats are a running back and a tight end, what kind of stress does that put on the inside linebackers?
Yeah, that's usually where the game is played for linebackers, running backs, tight end matchups. You just got to know, be on your A game. They're obviously two talented players, and I mean, within the structure of the defense, just know what your job is, what your assignment is, but you don't have to try to do too much. Just trust yourself.
Trust your eyes on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
See, you know, you're almost force the ball to those guys.
Yeah, I mean, when running backs and tight ends are the highest targeted guys, usually there's a lot of schematic plays for them, like they're just trying to get them into space against matchups that they like. So you just really got to trust your eyes, trust the defense, trust where your help's going to be, and know your role, and not be fooled.
What do you know about Hawkinson specifically, and what do you feel like makes him good?
I just think he's pretty good at every aspect of running routes, catching the ball. You see him running good routes against defensive backs. He makes contested catches. He's able to catch the ball, turn up the field, and get positive yards after the catch as well. And I mean, like I said, they do a good job of getting him schematically open, but he also does just beat guys on routes.
When it comes to Jared Goff, what do you think he's been doing this season? I know he's getting a lot of criticism, but maybe that the average person isn't seeing that he's still good.
Yeah, I think he's always had top-tier arm talent. I think he's getting hit a lot, which always is going to affect the quarterback. But I know they've shuffled around their offensive line. They're getting some guys back this week. But he's always had top-tier arm talent. I think a lot of people don't understand that or recognize that just in today's NFL. And he was a number one pick and the expectations that come with it. But he's got a good arm. He can make all the throws, and he's pretty accurate when he's got time in the pocket.
Joe, the defense has been a lot stingier in the first half, the second half of games, and that's highlighted Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you can pinpoint as to why that's happening in the second half for you guys or anything like that? I wouldn't say specifically, but it just seems it's the NFL. You got to stay on top of your communication. Football's a game of momentum. Once it slips once, it's hard to get it back. So I think obviously at halftime there's a lull, and we got to focus on coming back out the second half with the same intensity as the first half.
Is that anything that's been discussed about doing a better job of keeping that momentum coming out?
Oh yeah, that's Coach T's first thing. He always saying when the first meeting of the week we go over just the mistakes and learning the corrections from the game before, and he wouldn't be the coach he is without getting honest about stuff like that. So that's always talked about.
Joe, where are you guys right now collectively supposed to be thinking
in terms of
defense, in terms of how well you're playing?
I think we're playing well, but we just have to execute full 60 minutes better. There's just a couple times throughout the game at various spots on the defense, the line backers and the defensive backs, where there's just like Coach T says, a popcorn mistake. Like it's a popcorn my bad, where one guy just has a brain fart on one play, and that allows a big play for the other team. We just have to focus on eliminating those. Everybody has to stay locked in and focused for the whole 60 minutes.
What gets that done?
I think just coming to work throughout the week and understanding, like we're going through the same meetings, the same practice we do every week, and you can't let it get monotonous and repetitive. We got to come and learn and execute it in practice and be able to take it to the game on Sundays.
Joe, you've been in this situation that the Lions are in right now, 0-8.
Mm-hmm.
What's the mindset like there? Not to take you back to some bad memories.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the mindset that keeps guys going in that situation?
I mean, it's the NFL. You're trying to win the football game, and the more the losses stack up, the more badly you want to win your football game, your first game of the season. So I expect every week, especially coming off a bye, that they're going to be given at their best shot. I mean, you saw against the Rams, a lot of punt fakes, a lot of onside attempt, pulling out all the stops, and I would expect nothing less. Trying to win a football game by any means necessary.
Does that help with this week? You guys
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you just look at schedules or records, you say 0-8 versus 5-3. Like the Steelers have a chance to or should win the game, but it's the NFL. Anybody can win at any given week. Everybody has really good players. The parity in the NFL is not like college football, where any team can really beat anybody, depending, except for maybe Alabama once in a while. But you gotta bring it. I think in the past couple of years, there's a couple of teams that always started the year without no losses, and they finished with 2 or 3 wins at the end of the season.
you don't want to be the first one to lose to a team like the Lions, and they're going to be coming for it. And like I said, they got a lot of good players.
How's your relationship with Devin? How do you feel like that has grown last few weeks?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Devin's a young guy. He's coming obviously off of an injury last year, and I joined a week or two before the season started, so it's growing. The more you understand how each other plays on the football field, the more you can talk on the sideline, understand what other guys, each other is thinking, and it's growing very positively, I think. Just being out there, for me, understanding a lot of my stuff as my position, he's helped me along the way when I first got here, and now as I've grown in the understanding of the defense, I'm able to communicate back and forth about things we're seeing and be on the same page in that sense.
Is it strange for you guys, you and Devin, not to be in the dime? I mean, you guys have both been dime linebackers in the past and done a good job with that.
Yeah.
Is it just kind of different being that package from the sideline?
Yeah, I think I've played 100% of snaps for like the last 4 years or something on defense. So it's just weird for me to be out of a football game during it. But I mean, we have a great personnel. We got a coach who knows what he's doing. So you just got to trust in the process. Trust your teammates are going to do their jobs and know what your job is, your specific assignment on game day. And we're winning football games. There's never a problem.